Hello again everyone, this is Nick with coopcritics.com, and today I'm back with another video in our Minecraft Basics series. Today's episode is all about farming. Yes, in survival Minecraft it is very important to always have a reliable food source. So today we're going to go out and we are going to build a farm. The important thing is to have your farm in an area that you visit a lot, because you're going to want it nearby so that you're not having to run a long way to get more food. So you want the food as close to your base as possible. This, however, is not going to be our main base. So our dilemma becomes, do we want to build a temporary farm here until we can find a more suitable location for our base, or do we simply find the new location that we want our base to be at, build a nice farm and a temporary house? And I think I'm leaning more towards that. I will leave some of these things here because we want to be able to come back here, because there is a strip mine there, and it's good to have little locations like this where you know that if you're caught out and it's almost dark, you can duck in here and hit the sack real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab I'm going to leave this here for now. Because I don't think I'm going to have to go too far. But I don't really want to be in a snow biome. So I'm going to try to find a better looking biome. And on the way, I'm going to grab a few materials we'll need for our farm. Let's talk about what we're going to need to get to build this farm. We're going to need some seeds. And what I mean by seeds is wheat seeds. Now, if you don't have any wheat seeds on you, there we go, I just got some. They look like this. I have 17, you see, but most of that is because I have been breaking this grass. Any of this tall grass like this, if you break it, it has a chance to drop seeds. So I'm going to break a few of these. See, there's some right there. That's what they'll look like. And if you plant these, you'll grow wheat. And that is an excellent source of food, because with wheat, you can make bread. The other thing we're going to grab over here is this sugar cane. Sugar cane has to grow directly next to water. So anytime you see a water source like this, you're likely to see some sugarcane. So we're going to just knock this top layer off here. We'll leave those because they'll grow back. We'll grab a few more over here. Now sugarcane you can't eat by itself, but you can use it to make sugar, which is used in other foods. Now over here, a jungle biome is kind of merged with this snow biome. And in a jungle biome, you will find cocoa beans. Here we go. Cocoa beans look like this, and they grow on the side. They have to grow on the side of jungle wood. Jungle logs, I should say. So we're going to take that, but we're also going to take some jungle wood with us because we'll need that for the farm. Alright guys, now it looks like we are in a plains biome. Now the plains have a lot of tall grass and they're relatively flat, but it's more open, so it's easier for me to clear out an area to build some stuff. Over there in the distance, you'll see those really tall mountains. That may be what is called an extreme hills biome. Oh, look what we found. This is what I was hoping to find when we were going out exploring. What we see over here on the horizon is a village. And villages already have farms in them. So if you can find a village early in the game, you can really you can stay there for a little while until you get high enough level to do some other things. These are called villagers. Villages are randomly generated, just like everything else in Minecraft. And so sometimes they generate kind of wonky. Like there's a giant hole right in front of this door, and that guy can't even get out of here, so let's see if we can't help him out. Alright, this may be the smallest village I've ever seen in my entire life. There's one building, a well, and a small farm. This is very strange. I've never seen a village this small. we have a massive hole down here that we can also explore. But right now, real quick, since this farm is already set up, I'm going to use it to kind of explain the basics of farming. So you'll see this here is wheat. When it turns brown like that, I can give it a punch and it will give me wheat, and it will give me wheat seeds so that I can replant it. If you break the wheat that isn't brown, you'll only get the wheat seed back, so there's no point in breaking it because you'll have to replant it. So after I've broken the ones that are brown, I can go up here, I can grab the wheat seeds. The ground has to be tilled. So you see the soil is like that dark brown color. It's not the same as normal, like just dirt without grass. I'm trying to see if I can find some. Like this is untilled dirt. So how you get it tilled is you make a hoe, which we will have to do real quick. We're just going to make a wooden hoe because there's no need. I'm not going to use the hoe enough to need a iron hoe or even a stone hoe, really. All right, so let's break that wheat. There we go. We just harvested that. We can plant these seeds like this. But if you notice, if I jump on this, it gets trampled and turns back into regular dirt. So I have to get the hoe out, click the left trigger, and till it again. Now you see how these are darker than that. The reason these are dark is because they are close to water. Now soil needs to be, I think, 2 blocks. It can't be any further than 2 or 3 blocks away from water, or it will turn back into just regular old dirt like that. So when you build a farm, you're going to want to build a stream of water between a few rows of dirt. So this is wheat, that's wheat, but this is carrots, and we're going to talk a little bit about the carrots. Carrots are planted and harvested the same way. You see these taller ones, it means they're ready to harvest. See, I get a couple of carrots. The only difference is the wheat gives you wheat and wheat seeds. The carrots, you just plant the carrot itself. So we got 2 carrots from that. We can plant that, harvest that one, get a couple of carrots, harvest that one, harvest that one. Once they start showing the orange on the bottom, then you can harvest them. So let's harvest some more of this wheat. Alright guys, we're going to do a quick farming tutorial. Now I kind of briefly explained that, but now we're going to actually build a small farm just so you can get an idea of how to build your own. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bucket using this iron. You need 3 iron ingots to make one, but this is what we're going to use to gather the water for our farm. So here's a quick tip, guys, for you new players out there. You can make an infinite water source by getting 2 buckets of water, and I'll show you how. That's what that well is. That well is an infinite water source, but this is how they're doing it. You dig a 4 by 1, or actually a 2 by 2 by 1 square. So 2 by 2 and then 1 deep. And you're going to take 1 bucket of water and place it in this corner. Remember that corner that you placed it in. And you're going to get another bucket of water. So the last time we placed our bucket of water right there, and then you place the second bucket of water in this corner. And now you see the water isn't flowing anymore, it's still. So now we can grab as many buckets of water from this as we want. We don't really need that because we have the well they created right there. But what we're going to do is we're going to build a miniature farm right here just so I can explain the basics of it. So we're going to dig out 5 spaces. I'm going to fix that. Like this. We're going to take our water. I'm going to pour 1 right there. Go get another bucket. Pour another one in the middle. And now you see this is still, so we can grab from this center one. We poured 1 on the end. We poured 1 in the middle. And this is still. Don't grab from this one because this is a source block. But in between them is an infinite source block. And then we can place on that end. And now the whole thing is infinite and we can grab as many as we want. Now the next order of business is to take our hoe and start tilling this soil. Now you'll see it's that dark color because it's right next to water. We're We're going to till 2 blocks on either side. Actually, we're going to leave one of those blocks there, and I'll show you why in a second. So we're going to take wheat, we're going to plant right here, pulling the left trigger on the tilled soil to plant it. Then we're going to take our carrots and we're going to plant right here. And then we're going to take our sugar cane and place them directly on top of the grass. The sugar cane do not use tilled soil. They use just plain grass or sand. But the sugar cane cannot be 2 blocks away from water. They have to be directly next to water. These can be placed anywhere, but will only grow 2 blocks within 2 blocks of water. Sugar cane has to be directly next to it. Real quick, I'm going to cover this back up because we don't need that. We have this well right here that we can use. Yeah, that's the basics of farming. There are also potatoes that you normally find in a village, but then again, most villages are bigger than this. Again, this is hilariously small for a village. Most of the time, there's 4, 5, 6 buildings, and usually 3 or 4 of these little mini farms around. All right, guys. In addition to food, you can also farm trees. So if you cut down the tree, get rid of all the wood, the leaves will slowly begin to disappear. As they disappear, they have a chance to drop one of 2 things. They have a chance to drop a sapling, which I have right here in my hand, and they also have a chance to drop, if it's an oak tree, it also has a chance to drop apples. Apples are a great source of food because you can make golden apples, which regenerate your health for a certain amount of time. So all you have to do to plant a tree, you don't have to till the soil, and it doesn't have to be near water. You just place it on the grass. Another source of food is mushrooms and mushroom soup. To make mushroom soup, you're going to need one of each kind of mushroom. These red spotted mushrooms and then these just regular brown mushrooms. So these are good to collect. You'll see these in several different biomes, but specifically in swamp biomes, which we're in right now. You can tell a swamp biome because it's kind of dark and flat and a lot of water, and it's got all these vines coming down off the trees here. Another thing you can farm is cactus. Cactus is good for making dye, and then for more advanced players, it's actually really good for making mob farms because it can kill mobs. If you decide you want to make a cactus farm, just know that you have to place cactus on sand, and you cannot place cactus directly next to each other. I'm pulling the trigger here, nothing's happening. You have to place them staggered like this. Another thing I should mention is if you find a village, you can actually trade with the villagers. See, he's offering glowstone, which is normally only available in the nether, for 1 emerald. Now I don't think we have an emerald. If we do, it's back at the other base. But what I'll do between this episode and the next episode is I'll move all of our items from the temporary base we had to this temporary base, just because this is going to be located next to our farm, and I like the looks of this area a little bit better than being stuck in the middle of a snow biome. It seems like this is a little more centralized because we have a jungle, we have a desert biome that way, we have a snow biome that way, and then we have what looks like a swamp biome that way. The last thing I'm going to show you how to farm is cocoa beans. So I've got some jungle wood here. I'm going to place it vertically. There we go. Now I can just take the cocoa beans and place them right on there. Those will get larger and more red, and once there we go, one just grew to full ripeness right then. So now I can break that and get my cocoa beans back. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Minecraft Basics. This episode was all about farming. Now there are many more items you can farm. There are pumpkins, there are watermelons, there are other things like that. There are plenty of other trees, but this should get you going. This is the basics that you're going to need to make sure you have bread and carrots and potatoes, and you can harvest the cocoa beans and make chocolate chip cookies. So this is going to get you going. And if you can find a village, preferably one that's a little bit larger than this one, it is going to help you tremendously starting out. So look for a village in your world. If you can't find one, then at the very least, break some of the tall grass and get you some wheat seeds and start a small wheat farm nearby. If you guys are enjoying this Minecraft Basics series, please leave a like. It helps us out. And for more videos like this in the future, subscribe. And I will see you next time. There's 2 blocks already duplicated. 3 blocks already duplicated. We started out with 12 blocks. We have 16 right now.